This is our third year living in this bus, and it has gone through a lot of changes. We've taken it on the road and we've been stationary, especially recently.
Can you believe we've been in it almost 3 years?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Honestly, our design skills and background when we first started working on the bus,
Wah wah.
yeah, pretty much really bad.
We also had like a really low budget for what we were trying to get done, and Azalea was coming and I was pregnant, so we were kind of rushing to get it finished or livable. And so now it's definitely been evolving and growing with us.
I think we did a great job because the majority of the design has stayed the same. But I think that's the beauty of it, is that like, you know, you don't have to call up your landlord and ask if you can like paint a wall. You just wake up one day and you're like, I'm gonna rip this whole thing out because it's annoying.
Nasty.
And I'm gonna rebuild it. Yeah, nasty too.
Yeah. So let's get into the tour and do it. Let's do a tour.
Let's do it.
Bus tour? Yeah.
Ready?
Good.
Let's go.
So when you first come in, you come through this Egyptian shag, which is a camel hair door hanging that I got from Egypt from a souk a long time ago. We normally just open and close it as our front door curtain. It gives privacy and helps keep the cold breeze away. Up here is like some garden supplies, shears and pruners and lady shovels. Azalea keeps her backpack up here. We have a headlamp and her headphones, just like outdoor go gear. Justin and I keep our work backpacks here. Keys, succulent that I've kept alive for the longest time ever.
You gotta explain.
Oh, sorry.
That you're the succulent murderer.
No, I'm not a murderer. I'm really proud that this succulent has survived for so long. I normally am considered a hospice for succulents. They just slowly fade away. And I try my hardest to make them comfortable as they die. Anyways, this is like our shoe cubby. We literally just wipe our feet on the doorstep down here, throw them in here, and we can keep the bus clean. Normally that doesn't always happen, but you know, we do the best we can. The hammock and the baby wrap, so that when we are going on hikes and stuff, we have that ready to go. We have this basket also for farmers market adventures. Jackery pretty much lives up here, and I just recently added a little desk area. Up here is the charging pack for the Jackery. We've got a couple of IKEA bags and like grocery bags that we use. I've just been using this as a place to do my YouTube editing work. It works out really perfect to use the steering wheel as like a base to this sort of piece of wood that we had as a scrap, and I didn't know what to do with it until I salvaged it and was like, let's make it a table. I've been hanging my headphones up here, and it's just really nice to be able to have a separate space other than where we eat, and Azalea does painting and stuff like that, and I can be here working and she can also have a table space. So down here we keep our projector, and Azalea also has her laptop. She likes to do work up here. And thanks to you guys, we have this awesome YouTube plaque hanging right above. I have my tea and herbs and things that I like to drink as beverages. Moving on to the sofa. We just recently redid this whole area. If you saw us redesign our bedroom, our old mattress, there was a futon mattress, we chopped up and put it here. And I found this upholstery fabric that's similar to the other sofa, and I want to do punches in it so that it has like more detail, and I think it looks nice. I don't know if it'll last clean for very long because everything in our house gets dirty quite quickly. Up here is the newfound bookshelf. We have downgraded to the bare minimum of books that I feel like we might be needing or wanting to look over in the next year or two. It's much nicer having a smaller bookshelf. It just doesn't take up so much space in the bus. It feels more open and
intrusive.
Big. It's not as intrusive. So this whole thing extends out, and then we put the projector screen up here, hang a sheet over there, and then just chill and watch movies here. Under here is shoe storage. Justin's gonna demonstrate how this becomes a sofa.
I would say this is the part of the bus that has seen the most iterations. I think we were gonna put like a wood-fired oven here. Your desk was here at one point, and then Juby's metal smithing station was here. And then we ripped that out, and then we put in these
cabinets. That was my Moonflower Child inventory.
Yes, Moonflower Child inventory. It's had like 9 lives. But we were able to get these pieces of furniture from maybe Ross or somewhere like that, and just kind of retrofit them into this space. These 3 drawers are what we use to store Azalea's toys. puzzles or crayons or markers. This is where we store all of our dried goods for our food now. You know, we've got our speaker, our little drum that we play, our Berkey water filter, a mirror. This Scoby's like 100 years old and it's disgusting. Juby will not throw it away. She's like, wants to revive it again. It's been through a lot. I don't know if you can revive this thing.
Scobies in buses are really difficult. I tried it a long time ago and then I tried it again because Emery gave me a Scobie, and the heat of the summer, it was just really inconsistent temperatures in the bus, which messed with the fermentation process. So still a work in progress. It might have to be postponed to try again when we have more regulated temperatures.
And don't get me wrong, I love Juby's kombucha.
And we also have a little storage cubby down here. Whoop. Don't mind the unfinished upholstery, but I keep my yoga mat down here, as well as the tripod and studio lights for photography projects. We did the extension intentionally so that we could still have a walkway, so if someone was chilling or sleeping or resting or watching a movie, you could still kind of get in and out of the bus super easily. We moved this plug, so we had it under the sofa, but that never really worked out whenever we redesigned this area. I've got storage down here, essential oils, and I've got like some work stuff, papers, notepads, things that I use on a day-to-day basis. This is our breakfast table that has seen quite the destruction of glue, paint, glitter, food, crusties, all kinds of nasty stuff. And Justin really wants to redo the table, which we will eventually, probably some kind of nice wood cut, shape, design or whatever, and then like cover it in resin. For now, it's crusty and we like it that way.
We really don't.
This is like a little vintage chair that I found at a thrift store for Azalea. It was a little expensive for what it is. It's like the perfect height and she can climb up, and it's like her little chair for the table, which is awesome. We keep a fan up here for when it's hot, and our plant friend, and obviously these curtains all slide and hook with these leather straps. I'm hoping to redo them so that we can have them with the built-in Reflectix, so you can just roll them up and tie them here, which will help with insulation to keep out the heat during the summer, as well as to keep us warm during the winter. This takes us to the kitchen.
Welcome back to another sponsored video by Birch Living.
If you are looking for a new mattress, then Birch Living is a really awesome company to snag one from. Birch makes an organic, non-toxic mattress made right here in America with just 4 materials sourced straight out of nature: organic latex, New Zealand wool, American steel springs, and organic cotton.
I personally love the way that Birch Living goes the extra mile to use responsibly sourced materials into their products. It's kind of like when we started building this bus. We tried our best to use reused products and products that were more on the sustainable side to decrease our impact on the environment.
It's much more soft and snugglier than the memory foam mattress was, so
It's definitely harder to get up in the morning.
yeah, it kind of like sucks you into its comfort. You get 2 Eco-Rest pillows. Super cushy, and they're made with recycled plastic. It's cool to know that you are reusing materials that are somebody else's waste, and that it's getting reproduced into something that can give you comfort and a place to lay your head.
It's one more thing we could do to help our environment, yeah?
Collect all those plastic bottles and make them into pillows.
Actually, I don't know how to do that.
Me neither, but Birch does. Obviously, if you're anxious to make a really big purchase on something like a pricey mattress, we can totally relate. But the thing that's really great about Birch is that you get a 100-night sleep trial, a 10-year warranty, and even after all of that, if you don't like it, they come and pick it up for you and take it away and give you a full refund.
And you get 100 nights free sleep. That sounds great.
On a really comfortable mattress.
I know, I'm literally asleep right now.
Yeah.
Like as I'm speaking.
No, don't fall asleep.
Yeah. If you're interested in hella good sleep, check out the link below. birchliving.com/JustinJuby for $200 off and
2 free pillows for your Eco-Rest night sleep, as well as free shipping and the warranty and, you know, all that other stuff.
what else could you ask for? Literally going to sleep right now. Thank you for joining us.
And yeah, enjoy the rest of this video.
Good night, everybody.
As you can see, there's like a ton more jaws up here than what there used to be. I decided to minimize the amount of big jaws that we had because the majority of the time they were never full. Grains, dried lentils, different seeds and quinoa and couscous, all the good stuff that we cook with pretty much every day. We keep our compost bucket here. This is going to be redone. let's not talk about it. Let's just skip over it. It's gross. 2 top burner. It's a gloss one, so it matches the black kind of appliances that we have throughout. These are nut bags. I'm just gonna put them over here. We don't have to talk about those either. Oil, salt, honey, pepper, all the kind of essentials for all cooking stuff is here. Keep our cutting board to the side up here, and we can also put it over top here if we need like more cutting workspace area. Eventually we'll replace this whole countertop and then put an oven back in here. We just are saving all money to buy an oven. Those things can be quite expensive. We had an oven here. It was the Camp Chef oven. It was a good oven, but it wasn't consistent with the heat temperature, and it was just a waste of space because we were never using the oven. So we removed the oven and we bought this 2 top burner to replace it. But it's been like a year and I really miss having an oven. I like baking like roasted veg and pies and cakes and breads, and yeah, we just really miss I miss having an oven. I don't know if you miss having an oven, babe. Do you miss having an oven?
I love ovens.
I love ovens. Anyways, so we're gonna get an oven again, which also means that we'll be able to redo this entire countertop, and it's gonna be one whole piece as a butcher block, so we don't have a crevice of doom for the roaches. It's just a bad design. And so the fact that we never finish this countertop and it's the place where we prep our food the most, it's pretty gross. So it's definitely high on the priority list. Once we get this oven installed, we'll be able to redo this entire countertop, which will be awesome. Down here, we've got Tupperwares and appliances and other kitchen gear. I'm gonna be able to hear you stuff it in your face.
I just needed a snack. The cameraman's hungry.
But we have our juicer, food processor, Vitamix, and then we also have a stand mixer. So we have a lot of appliances, but we're big on cooking, and like sometimes having the extra gear is helpful when you're making a big dish. Over here, we've also got pots, pans, coconut oil, avocado oil, and other things that we need to like make granola bars and pickle goods. Under here is kind of nothing. Since we've been doing so much reorganizing and redesigning of the bus, things have been shifting and finding new homes, and so we have some extra space right now in places that we didn't used to before. Up here is pretty much where we store liquor, coffee, superfoods, everything that you need to thrive in life. We have a 9.9 cubic foot fridge, freezer, fridge. That pretty much covers this half of the kitchen. This half of the kitchen hasn't really had any changes to it. This has always just been our rustic live edge counter, and we have a copper sink over here that has been amazing to use as Azalea's bathtub. Up here is our chalkboard. We keep chalk, make notes. Azalea draws on here all the time. Pens for any quick notes that you need to make with post-its. The nut bags. Brownie supply.
What were you saying? I'm sorry.
That's okay. Down here we have all our cutlery and things that we eat food with. Plates, bowls, teacups, and down here we have kitchen rags, an extra cutting board, some big jars, and glasses. In these cupboards down here, we've got rubbish and recycle, dish rag, plant supplies, and we have backup dish soap. So our hot water heater is the big unit that's under there, and then the pump and the filter and all that good stuff is all under there. We always keep a big jug of water under here. The weather being cold, we always have water available to refill the Berkey or just like do any emergency dishes or whatever we need, just in case the pump's frozen or the water is frozen. This wood is extra special. Thank you, Azalea, for drawing on it. It's from our wedding, and it used to be the front face of the bookshelf at the front of the bus, but now it is here. The sun and the moon logo, which have yet to be finished. The sun is for Justin and the moon is for me. On the ceiling, we added a map of the United States of America. It shows our route and where we have traveled to and all the places that we have been and hope to go. So stay tuned for future travels, but until then, we're gonna let the camera cool down and continue the tour in just a minute. Are you gonna cut it or what?
I'm gonna take you on a deep dive into our bathroom. This is where the magic happens, right? We went with the Nature Set composting toilet. The biggest change we made, you know, these come with this container that holds your pee, maybe 2.5 gallons. And I can't tell you the amount of times that thing filled up and overflowed. So some friend of ours up in Vermont showed us how they directly piped their pee line into their gray water tank. Took inspiration from that, so we never had to clean that bucket out again. It's been superb. Basically, we got this piece called the Helpfo.
Yeah.
Hey Zay, you want to help talk about the pooper?
Yeah.
You want to show them how it works?
Yeah.
Azalea will demonstrate how this thing works. Okay. Yep. Nice. That is the pooper lever, and it kind of like saves you a lot of space from having to create PVC piping. I like it. It's been good. It's just the transition between the Nature's Head and the Helpfo. There's quite a bit of difference in diameter, so you've got to find pieces that will help you kind of transition to a larger diameter. For the rest of the bathroom, we've got storage over in this area. Blankets and towels and toilet paper. Just the stuff that you keep in your bathroom, like scissors and deodorant and mouthwash and toothpaste and blah, 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 blah. Up here, we've got two pieces that we installed. One is our AC unit, we use the Dometic Brisk 2. I've been pretty happy with it. And then we use the fantastic fan. We got these tiles handmade from a local potter friend of ours. Absolutely absurdly cool and great job. But installing them was a bit tricky. I wish I had practiced my grout work. Overall, I'm really happy with the shower. A lot of people ask if we're happy with the design. Like, is it working? Does it make sense? 100% it does. I can vouch for that. And then this ridiculously large sunlight has been huge for bringing in a lot more light to the space, which was really important to me and Juby. The only downside is that when it's hot, it allows a lot of heat to come into the bus. Trying to find a covering that will reflect some of that sunlight and keep some of that heat out would be a really, really smart move. The water run behind this wall, we have two knobs for hot and cold. We have this rain head, shower head, and we basically have curtains that we can pull. Tell me about it. Blah, blah, blah. For our shower pan, you can just go to Home Depot and buy this material that is like thick and rubbery, and you can put it down and kind of make like pretty much a custom shower pan. So that's what we did here. Underneath this is that shower pan that we made. Even below that shower pan, we sloped the floor so that it would come down to a drain pipe, and that drain pipe would go to our gray water. And so all this water flows through these floorboards and just goes down to our gray water tank.
Brief interlude for music. So, towels go here. This used to be where our plants were, but now diapers go here. And
White.
soap goes here. And I have some body salts and scrubs and stuff that also live here. The sponge goes here. Alright, so welcome to the bedroom. So, in the evenings when Azalea's asleep, we just close the curtains. And then we have a whole separate bedroom, which is awesome. So, if you see in our recent bedroom reno, then you will know that we fixed up the bed to raise it up so she could have a whole new bedroom, which is underneath our bed. Yeah, her bedroom is down there. So recently we've been straightening some things up, and we put the hats on the back wall. We built these steps to the side here so that Azalea could easily climb up and down to get onto the bed. Mama has a big closet. Pops has a big closet. We moved a couple of hooks so we can hang our scarves. So this is now our big laundry compartment, which obviously, as you can see, is not the right shape. It will be. Yeah, so we have a surge protector down here so we could have like a whole bunch of plugs, because we actually only have 2 plugs in this entire bedroom that are fixed to the wall. We have a dehumidifier that's sort of running around the clock, which has been really, really helpful, especially through the winter for the condensation that we get. So this is Azalea's bedroom. It's a full twin size mattress. She has books back here, Legos. She also has like a whole new dresser set up. We have a bunch of baskets back here for her. We're gonna eventually be wallpapering the back wall. Having a separate area for the bedroom has been amazing, especially with Azalea.
One of the things that I want to tell you about is what has been a godsend. I would consider a diesel heater. It's unbelievable. The amount of heat that it puts out, it keeps like the entire front 2/3 of our bus warm, even when it gets down to like 20 some degrees at night. We've stayed here in the winter in North Carolina for the year prior, I believe it was. and almost froze to death with 2 space heaters. Now we just run this diesel heater, and we'll run a space heater intermittently if we need to. I think it's nap time.
So let's talk about the outside, what's changed and what's to come.
To be completely honest with you, not much has changed. We've still got the 500 watts of solar up top, our AC unit, and our sunroof. The floodlights we put on the outside of the bus, amazing. You have to have them if you're doing your own build. The one thing that we did add though was that diesel heater. There's a bunch of different parts in it that you need to install, but the biggest one that we had to install was an auxiliary tank. A lot of people will hook them up straight to their diesel tank, which I would have loved to do, but our access point on our diesel tank was only on the bottom, and so that means we would have had to drain like 30 some plus gallons of diesel out of the tank for us to put in the piece that connected to the diesel heater. So I just hooked up our auxiliary tank over here. I've still got to attach a door to it as well. And then this is the diesel fill up for the actual bus to drive. Here is the tail of the table that didn't work out. This table that we added to the outside of the bus that could fold up and fold down. We built it, it warped like crazy. It looked like something out of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory novel. It was crazy. We recently just ripped it off, and so we're gonna do a rebuild. Just something that's a little bit more sturdy and something that's not gonna warp out in the weather over time. Hey Zay, can you keep the soil in the bucket, please?
No.
I've got this inverter door that I'm working on now. A door made out of wood, and it's just essentially gonna look so much better.
This is the door. It's gonna be frames like that and have some sort of detail. The thing that's key here is that we're covering it in polyurethane so it doesn't warp like the table, which we did not cover in polyurethane. Have you noticed there are new colors since the last time we painted the bus? We've been adding like color details and also some design. I still have to do the whole way down, and there's also going to be like a bigger pattern design on the bottom half. So I have a tip for you guys. So here's a piece that I have yet to do a second coat on, so it's just the first sort of outline of where the design is going to be, and so I'll come back with a really small brush. When you are applying your painter's tape, if you're adding any details, make sure that you do not leave your painter's tape on any longer than like necessary, because if it rains and your painter's tape gets wet, it starts to peel the paint off. But sometimes you just can't get around to a project as soon as you'd like. So if you're gonna be painting, put painter's tape on, paint immediately, and then hopefully that day you can take the painter's tape off.
Chickens are over here eating our compost. What's up, chickens? Make sure you turn that soil for us if you will. Thank you. I appreciate you. So the rest of the bus is just has to do with systems. We're talking about our water heater and our 2 water tanks. We use the Girard water heater. Is that it? I mean, we were, you know,
She knew.
we've got plenty of time. I've been really happy with it. The catch is that it has to reach a certain pressure before the water heater actually kicks in and starts heating up the water. Sometimes we can get air in our lines and we don't reach that pressure, but that's okay. We just flush the lines. Once the water's back up to pressure, it heats up again. We have a 100-gallon freshwater tank, and then we have a 33-gallon gray water tank, which is located right underneath. Hey, chicken. Man, I just can't get a word in. I feel like everybody is just interrupting me. What is it? What's up today?
If there are other bus people or van people that are stationary right now, this is our setup to pump and dump any grey water so we don't have to move the bus. So we just have this big plastic tub, we have a sump pump inside here, and then we use our regular hose that we would dump at like an RV park. The grey water goes directly into here, which then pumps off into another tank that then gets pumped and hauled elsewhere. So it's a bit of a process, but it definitely works, and it's a quick and easy way for you to be able to dump water that doesn't require you to move. There are a couple other changes that we're going to be making to the outside here. Unfortunately, this like window pane has sort of started to peel away, so I'm going to be putting like thin slats on the outside. It's kind of hard to explain, so you'll just have to wait and see. It'll also allow us to have more privacy and just add that wood detail that we're going to have throughout the bus. When it comes to the back of the bus, we are not really making it a priority just because we don't have a deck to climb onto, but we're going to be adding more rock holds so that we're able to climb onto the roof, and this spring we're going to be adding a rooftop deck at the back end of the bus. So you guys, we realized we never even finished the tour of this bus because things got a little crazy when you have a 2-year-old. You just sort of have to be flexible with the schedule. Up there we have a backup camera so that Justin can see where he's going when we're driving backwards and parking. And
last but not least is our garage.
Babe.
Yeah? Yeah, yeah. Do you want to open it? Okay, well we have to wait because I have to tell the camera something, okay? If you, here, I want you to practice something with me. Be super, super quiet, okay? Ready? We installed a trailer hitch. Remember that thing I said about practicing being quiet?
as you can see, it's near impossible as of these days to make a movie without Azalea making a very loud statement in the middle of speaking. What Justin was saying is that we installed a trailer hitch so that we could flat tow the Jeep and travel places all together inside the bus, the garage. Since we raised the bed, we have like significantly more storage space under here. And we finally got some of these tubs. Our tools go back here and really just any other gear that we have.
Why our garage is awesome.
You tell me.
Because you can put all your crap in there. We added this bike rack probably about a year ago to the front of the bus, to our bumper. And all you can really say is bike racks are awesome. I love it. This was a slam dunk of a bus tour.
What he said.
Some of the things that we went and walked through, maybe they give you a little bit of inspiration for your bus too. Always keep in mind, you always got to be flexible, always got to be changing, always got to be building and improving.
I think in hindsight, if we could have planned our bus out a bit better and had some more knowledge on building and all that, we would have built it a little bit more smarter. But like I would have had more drawers in the kitchen and just different style of storage for stuff.
I'm very thankful for Juby's design skills.
Anyways, with that being said, we are going to go to the playground and ride your bicycle.
Bye.
See you guys next time and have a wonderful week.
See you.
Peace.